Hello, and welcome to today's edition of History Stuff. Today we're going to be learning about, I don't know, the beginning of the French Revolution, would you say?
No! I sure am.
What? Don't listen to him. Get out of this. I'm trying to film my thing. Get out of the thing. Anyway, in the beginning of the 18th century, the 1700s, for those of you who don't know, Europe was, shall we say, stagnant. The government was a mess. Absolute monarchies everywhere. The kings thought they ruled by the divine right. And except England, they had that civil war, say 100 years ago. They're past that now.
God says I'm in charge!
Anyway. I told you to get out. Anyway. In France, the king was Louis XIV. That's not right. Anyway. The king was Louis XIV.
Is better?
Well, actually it is. Anyway, the king of France was Louis XIV, and he decided that he wanted to congregate all the nobles together in one spot where he could keep an eye on them instead of, having them spread out where they could plot against him. So he built the Palace of Versailles. Now this is considered a masterpiece of 18th century architecture. It's beautiful. It's opulent. It's like, guess what? I'm richer than you and I know it, so I'm going to flaunt it. Okay? That's how awesome it is.
You got it, flaunt it.
Anyway, I'm sorry. This cost, as you would expect, a lot of money. So, in France, the king's like, well, I can't pay for it. I'm God. Well, God's ruler, at least. So, you guys, you're all going to have to pay for it. And the nobles, also known as, in France, the First Estate, are like, we're nobles. We don't want to pay anything. The clergy of the Catholic Church, also known as the Second Estate in France, was like, you're really going to tax God? Really, dude? We're not paying it. So the king's like, alright, fine, I'd like you to. I don't care. And then that left everyone else. All the farmers, the merchants. All these people were known as the Third Estate. They were sort of blamed for everything that happened in France. There's a famine, Third Estate's fault. There's, a hurricane, Third Estate's fault. They were sort of, the butt monkey of France. Anyway, these groups met in an assembly called the Estates Generales, where they would decide if they wanted to change anything that was of the government in France. Of course, the Third Estate always were like, guys, hello, can we have, a little bit more freedom? But each group got one vote, and the noble and clergy were like, we don't want that. So the votes were always 2-1 in favor of the First and Second Estates. Anyway, so there's, right now, at the building of Versailles, there's huge taxes, low food due to famine, and everyone's sick and tired of it. They're like, God, can we get something new? Anyway, so this resentment caused an explosion in ideas, also known as the Enlightenment. The Enlightenment was...
Springs go everywhere! Moving on!
I told you to get out. Anyway, just stay there and don't talk. Anyway, the Enlightenment was abutting ideas. That's where we get almost all the ideas of our American government. It came from these ideas. Locke, Rousseau, Voltaire. These were all revolutionary artists that inspired our founding fathers. So this time relates to what's going on right now.
Keep talking.
Anyway, we're gonna pretend that's not happening back there. Anyway, so these ideas took a hold in France. It's like, we like these ideas. We're gonna we're gonna do them. So they go.
Keep talking. Ah, hey, that's a light bulb. That's expensive. That's worth more than you'll ever be. No, I'm sorry.
Anyway, the first estate took this to, the Estates General. It was like, guys, we want these happening and we want them now.
The first estate?
The third estate.
And you're supposed to be the smart one.
Go away, sound effects.
I'm the problem.
I'm calling security.
Come here, Sarah.
Security!
Okay.
Dog, get over here and
moving
bite
on.
him. Anyway. But, once again, they were voted down. Oh, so sad for the third estate. So the third estate was like, you know what? We're mad. We're leaving. And the first and second estates were like, wait. Where's our food? You guys are serving us, right? So anyway, third estate left. And they went to, of all places, a tennis court. Where they decided to...
Dude, look, I don't want to leave until we get a constitution or something.
They decided that they were going to create a constitution. And this creation of the constitution is known as the tennis court oath. It's a very important time because it started what is now known as the French Revolution. The main... One, wrong flag again. Two, wrong song. Anyway.
Can I have my light bulb back?
Anyway. The main starting point of the French Revolution is often considered the fall of the Bastille. The Bastille was a state prison that was run to house political criminals against, the state. So, hearing that there were weapons inside of it, the supporters of the Third Estate in their new constitution decided they were going to storm it. AKA, they charged it and took it over. Only one problem with what's going on back there. They didn't really, there weren't any weapons or political prisoners in the Bastille.
Oh no!
So, in other words, it's a hollow victory.
You lost your feather.
But this day is still celebrated in France. It's known as Bastille Day. It is July the 5th.
The children, not the board. The Frenchies copied us.
Anyway, the current...
R.I.P. Captain Jack Sparrow. Teaching history class.
Anyway, at this point, the government was...
The camera guy. I need...
The government had been taken over by the Third Estate. They passed their constitution, the Declarations on the Rights of Man. It became the basis of pretty much every constitution that is in Europe to this day. Thanks to someone we're going to talk about in our next episode, Napoleon. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of whatever I feel like talking about, mostly history.
That was easy.
If you'll excuse me, I'm off to go kill him.